Welcome to the Home Downsizing Show. My name is Ben Sochek, your host and the owner and founder of Home Downsizing Solutions. With the Home Downsizing Show, I want to provide you the information and resources to make the downsizing of your house stress and hassle-free. So sit back and enjoy the show. Thank you for joining us.
We have an excellent program for you here. We have my friend and special guest in the studio, Mr. Ben Sochek. He's the owner-operator of Home Downsizing Solutions. And Ben, welcome back to Senior Care Live.
Great to be back. And again, hopefully we can give some great information to your listeners and be of value to them.
Excellent, excellent. I know you will. You're always full of wonderful information. And for our listeners, write down this phone number. You are going to be very interested. If this service is in your anywhere on your radar, you're going to want to reach out to Ben. It's 855-291-5005. That's 855-291-5005. And that's the toll-free number for Home Downsizing Solutions. And then you could also go online. It's a brand new website. It's an awesome site. Check it out at homedownsizing.com. homedownsizing.com. And Ben, remind us again, tell us about the services offered by Home Downsizing Solutions.
Absolutely, Steve. One of the things a phrase I like to use is we provide the fastest, easiest, most convenient way to sell a house and downsize or move into senior living. We attempt to do everything that we can to make it as easy and stress-free for the homeowner and the families involved. Often, there are families involved to help a person get from point A to point B. And especially if they're out of the area, if there's multiple siblings involved, by being able to buy the house in its as-is condition, with or without all the stuff, and allow a person to stay in the house sometimes for up to 90 days, sometimes or more if we have arrangements for that. Just doing everything that we can to make selling the house and moving to senior living or downsizing as easy as possible so that the family doesn't have to stress about that house.
You know, I am going to speak with one of my latest clients about Home Downsizing Solutions. Long story short, we were going to look for a place for both the husband and wife. Unfortunately, he very unexpectedly passed away, and they did not see that one coming. I mean, he had some health issues, but this was a total surprise. Horrible situation. And so I had to shift gears and then look for placement just for mom rather than mom and dad. And so it kind of narrowed the scope a little bit, a little closer to the kid's house. And the kids are saying, hey, we don't want to deal with the house. She's saying, I want out of the house. And she's kind of throwing a lot of stuff away, and she's wanting to move fairly soon. So that might be kind of a perfect opportunity for Home Downsizing Solutions to come in, and you buy the house as is. In as-is condition, you can take what you need and just walk away.
Correct. If a person doesn't want to or isn't able to do repairs and updates if the house needs that, that's the typical house that we work with does need some repairs and updating. If they don't want to get the house into a show-ready condition and have showings or have the house kept in show-ready condition and prepared for showings at any given time, then we can be an excellent alternative to a traditional listing. So, again, we just do whatever we can to make it as easy as possible for the person or family to sell that house and focus on the more important things, which is getting a parent or loved one to a better place for them.
Yep, absolutely. And the niche that you have really developed and carved out over all of these years is really focusing on a senior looking to move from their home to a senior care community. That's kind of a segment, if you will, that you serve very, very well.
Well, thank you. That's obviously what I've tried to do for years. Again, the first 10 years that I was in this business, I focused, really didn't focus on any specific place, and quite frankly, wasn't quite sure why a person would sell a house in any other manner besides through an agent.
Yeah.
But it was after the 2008 market correction that more and more seniors or people that owned their house a long time didn't have to sell. They had no absolute need to sell, but they wanted to. And so they found the services that we offer, making it very easy to sell the house in its as-is current condition, with or without the stuff. And they could just easily move to the new home that they wanted to get into. And so that's what really taught me about how important the service was, and why now I focus on helping people that want to downsize and move to senior living.
Absolutely. If this is on your radar, if this is raising some questions and you're like, well, now, wait a minute, maybe we need to look into that, reach out to Ben Sochek with Home Downsizing Solutions at 855-291-5005, or go online to the brand new website. It's a very nice website, homedownsizing.com, just like it sounds, homedownsizing.com. And Ben, speaking of the traditional real estate market, I'm hearing that houses, at least in the Midwest and especially where I live, they're still going, 20 showings in a day and 10 offers over list. So it's still very, very hot in our area.
In general, I think that's correct. Even though interest rates have doubled or so, or approximately, in the last 12 months or so, because of that, some of the issues are that people aren't selling their house and moving, because if they sold their house, if they have a 3% interest rate on, they don't want to buy a different house and now be looking at a 6 or 7% interest rate.
Yeah.
So people are staying put, which is reducing the supply of housing on the market. And so that's, even though interest rates have gone up as much as they have, it's still, a pretty good market for sellers out there. I'd say from what I've seen and heard, it's more difficult for if a person has, again, repairs, if a house needs repairs and updates, maybe not quite so much of a hot market than it was 12 months ago. But certainly if your house is in great condition and is what buyers are looking for, then it still is a very difficult market to find a home, and a very good market if you're looking to sell.
And that's right. And I guess the caveat is there is demand if that is a walk-in, livable, ready-to-go house that's in basically new condition, or it's been completely updated, overhauled, and the new buyer just literally walks in and they set up shop and they don't have to do anything. If you're in a house that your parents have lived in for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, it's probably not in retail ready. I wouldn't think.
Correct. And that typically I would agree with you there that most retail buyers are going to see some dating, some things that need to be updated, some repairs that need to be done. And yes, they're going to be more critical of that house that doesn't have new kitchens, new bathrooms, all the new things. And that's the big question. If a person wants to sell a house, do you want to call contractors? Do you want to work get multiple contractors for bids and everything that comes with that to ensure that all the work is being done up in good quality too. So you don't just want something done and thrown together. So that's all things that a person needs to take into account if the house does need repairs and updates, of which avenue to sell that house is best for them.
And a lot of these older homes that need, repairs, updates, etc., we're talking tens of thousands of dollars, maybe $50,000 to $100,000, depending on the size of the house and a lot of other factors. But I'll tell you what, if I'm the adult children and I've kind of inherited this house, I don't think I want to deal with all that. I would rather just call you and say, hey, why don't we just talk about selling this as is, so I can just really conveniently just walk away.
Correct. It's, you watch all the DIY shows, and it's a great thought of bringing in people and making a house brand new again. And some people are very good at that. But if a family is, especially if a family is the siblings or the kids are out of the area and they need to help the parent or loved one get to someplace better, then it can turn into a nightmare as well.
Yeah, I personally would not want to take that on. Right. So again, if this is resonating with you, reach out to Ben Sochek with Home Downsizing Solutions at 855-291-5005 or go online at homedownsizing.com. We'll have more with Ben coming up in just a minute. But first of all, let's not forget about the Senior Care Live question of the week. To own a Home Downsizing Solutions franchise, you must be a licensed real estate professional. Is that statement true or false? What do you think?
You're listening to Senior Care Live on the Senior Care Broadcasting Network. For more information, visit seniorcarelive.com. We'll have more with Steve coming up next.
You're listening to Senior Care Live on the Senior Care Broadcasting Network. For more information, go to seniorcarelive.com. All right, back to the Senior Care Live question of the week. To own a Home Downsizing Solutions franchise, you must be a licensed real estate professional. Is that statement true or false? And the answer is false. The answer is false. And Ben, why is that statement false?
A person to become a franchisee with Home Downsizing Solutions does not have to be a real estate professional. And I'm primarily looking for a person that is possibly or probably already in the senior living space or providing services to seniors in some manner and would like or understands, I guess, and sees the value of providing a real estate solution to seniors that want to sell a house and downsize. And so if a person wants to be of value to seniors, that's really what we're looking for with that. But yes, a person does not have to be a real estate professional to purchase a franchise.
Okay, that is really good to know. And I think it's really important to cover that because I think a lot of people probably think, oh, well, you have to be a realtor. Or they make some assumptions that, well, that's not totally true.
That's correct. A person does not have to be a licensed agent in order to become involved with this.
And in fact, you don't have to be a licensed agent at all to buy someone's house in an as-is condition and help them, with that transition to that next step into senior care, et cetera. That's a license not required at all.
Correct. In my case, I do have a license. For me personally, I think that's a good thing because that way I can offer a homeowner multiple solutions. If I was just an agent and wanted to just list houses, I've known of circumstances where agents have pushed a homeowner in that one direction because that was the only solution they could provide. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, if a homeowner or a home buyer is not licensed, then they're hesitant to offer any other solution. So that's another reason why we're a great fit for people is because we can offer multiple solutions for getting a house sold for individuals.
Just another reason to reach out to Ben Sochek with Home Downsizing Solutions at 855-291-5005. That's 855-291-5005 or online at homedownsizing.com. I almost said homedownsizing-solutions.com. That still works, doesn't it?
That does still work, yes. Either way.
Okay, but we're gonna shorten it up, make it so easy to remember. homedownsizing.com. All right, and then Ben, on the break, you had mentioned another service and just another way to help your clients getting creative.
Correct. The one thing that I've always tried to do over the 25 plus years now that I've been in this business is always trying to stay in front of competition, I guess you might say, always trying to, more importantly, provide the services that people want from a home buying company and provide the best services with the best value for them. And so one thing that I'm considering offering is the ability for people to sell a house and stay in the house. So some people may have heard of those services out there. There's not a lot of them, but I think there are a couple of them that are out there. Mm-hmm. And so I am considering adding that to our list of services as well. So if a person wants to stay in a house, but especially, and to step back a little bit, I have heard that I think up to 90% of seniors want to stay in their house as long as possible.
That is absolutely a fact.
That is a fact. And,
Yep.
and I don't blame them a bit. If I was comfortable in my home that I've been in for years and years, I think I'd want to stay in the house too. And so I think a lot of times, or sometimes I should say, a person wants to stay in a house, but maybe there are modifications that need to be made to the house in order to be safe in that house. And that's something that I think we could do if we were to purchase a house, make the modifications that a person wants or needs, and then let the person rent the house back or have some type of arrangement if they need in-home care. I think we could work that into the equation as well.
Okay.
So again,
that's more
just
of
looking
kind of a turnkey approach in with that type of a service.
Correct. Again, just looking to take what a homeowner wants to see happen and figure out how we can best serve them for that.
Okay, that sounds very, very interesting. So yet this is, again, another way to serve clients and meet their needs, because this isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. Some people may want to sell their house and maybe they're ready to move to a senior care community, but it might be a few weeks or maybe a month and a half before their assisted living apartment's available. So that's the solution for them. Maybe this is a retail sale solution. Ben can help you with that. Maybe you want to stay in the house, but you want to sell the house and then have that wrapped into this holistic approach with home modifications, bringing in care, etc. So all of these solutions are available to you. Again, with Ben Sochek from Home Downsizing Solutions, 855-291-5005, 855-291-5005, or online at homedownsizing.com. And Ben, let's not forget to mention your book. I looked at that again, and that's got, it's loaded with great information.
Well, thanks, Steve. That's obviously what I have tried to do by creating that, is to give a person that is looking to downsize or sell a house and downsize or move to senior living as much information about the process of selling a house as I can. The other thing that I'll mention here today is I am looking at writing another book.
Okay.
That is hopefully going to be of more value to individuals that would have the same content as this Home Downsizing Secrets does, but also have more information about the different steps before selling a house.
Okay. And
you might say the different services available or that could be available to help a person that wants to sell a house and downsize. So, senior placement services, for instance, senior move managers. And so I think there's a lot of other information that I can incorporate into that book, again, to have the book be of more value. And that's something that I'm always trying to do. And so if your listeners have any ideas of what they would like to see in the book that would help them out, I'm always open to new ideas, of course.
Absolutely. So give your feedback. First of all, request a copy of the book. Ben, how much is the book?
The book is free.
Okay. And what's it called again?
Home Downsizing Secrets.
Okay. And how would they get in touch with you and request a copy of Home Downsizing Secrets?
They can go to the website, homedownsizing-secrets.com. And the book is free. They just pay shipping and handling. And that's really the best way to contact us for the book at this point.
Okay. And if you have any ideas, just say, hey, Ben, I think this would be a good idea for your next for your next book. So that's really cool that you're writing another one. Again, Ben Sochek with Home Downsizing Solutions, 855-291-5005, or online at homedownsizing.com. And Ben, thanks so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me again, Steve. And as always, hopefully the listeners receive some value. And if they have any ideas what they'd like me to speak about in regards to downsizing, I'd love to talk about that.
Excellent. Excellent. Reach out to Ben right away, and he will take great care of you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Home Downsizing Show. For additional information and resources on home downsizing, just go to homedownsizingblueprint.com. That's homedownsizingblueprint.com. Or if you're ready to sell your house and downsize, just go to homedownsizing solutions.com. That's homedownsizing.solutions.com. And if you have ideas to improve our show or topics that you'd like us to cover, or have any questions that we can answer, just call our office, toll free, 855-291-5005. That's 855-291-5005. Thank you.